Welcome to HD Old Coins 51, where history comes alive through rare and valuable coins. From ancient coins to modern rarities, we explore the hidden stories, the artistry, and the true value behind each unique coin. Whether you're a passionate collector, a numismatics enthusiast, or just curious about the fascinating world of old coins, you've come to the right place. Top 1. In today's episode, we're diving into a piece of American history, the 1971 United States half dollar. This coin might seem common at first glance, but it has some fascinating details and a story worth exploring. On the obverse, we have the iconic portrait of President John F. Kennedy, a design that debuted in 1964, just months after his tragic assassination. The half dollar was intended to commemorate Kennedy's legacy, and it quickly became one of the most collected coins of its time. But why is the 1971 version significant? This was the first year the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in the Kennedy half dollars. Prior to 1971, these coins contained 40% silver. Starting this year, however, the half dollar was minted in a copper-nickel-clad composition, making it far less valuable in terms of metal content, but still important for collectors. Now, let's flip it over to the reverse. Here, we see the majestic presidential seal, an eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. This design hasn't changed since 1964 and remains one of the most recognized in U.S. coinage. The copper core of the 1971 half dollar is easily visible along the edge. This marks a significant shift in U.S. coinage, as silver was gradually removed from circulating coins. So, is the 1971 half dollar worth anything beyond face value? While its metal content doesn't hold much intrinsic value today, coins in uncirculated condition or those with mint errors can be worth more to collectors. It's always a good idea to check for any rare varieties, like double die errors. Top 2. Today, we're focusing on a coin that's often overlooked, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar. While it may not be the most famous half dollar out there, this coin has its own unique place in U.S. numismatic history. Let's dive in and explore its significance, design, and potential value to collectors. The obverse of the 1973 half dollar features the iconic portrait of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. This portrait has appeared on the half dollar since 1964, after Kennedy's assassination. It was an immediate hit with the American public and remains one of the most enduring designs in U.S. coinage. So what makes the 1973 version special? While this coin was struck for circulation, it's not as common as other dates. In fact, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar was minted in much smaller quantities compared to previous years. This was partly due to the fact that the half dollar wasn't heavily used in everyday transactions, and many people were hoarding earlier silver coins, reducing demand. As with many other coins, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar was minted in several locations. You'll often find it with a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco if it's a proof coin. There were no Philadelphia mint-marked circulation coins this year. The proof versions, struck in San Francisco, have a higher level of detail and a mirror-like finish, making them especially attractive to collectors. On the reverse, we have the striking image of the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparro. The eagle, clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizes both peace and military strength. This powerful design has been featured on the Kennedy half dollar since its inspection, unlike its earlier counterparts from the 1960s. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. Coins produced after 1970 no longer contain silver, so this one has no intrinsic metal value. However, it's still worth more than face value if it's in uncirculated condition or part of a special mint set. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar is also notable for its inclusion in U.S. mint sets and proof sets. Proof coins, like this one, were struck with extra care, giving them a high-quality, polished finish. These are popular among collectors for their detail and aesthetic appeal. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1973 S proof in its original set, it could be worth quite a bit more than its face value. Now, what about the value of this coin? While most 1973 half dollars in circulation won't command high prices, uncirculated or proof coins can be worth more. Coins graded in high mint state, such as MS 65 or higher, are especially sought after. Additionally, always keep an eye out for error coins, like off-center strikes or doubling, since these can significantly increase the value. So, if you're a collector or even just curious, it's worth looking for these coins in higher grades or in special mint sets. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of history that might have a place in your collection. Top 3. In today's episode, we're taking a closer look at the 1988 Kennedy half dollar. While this coin may not have silver or be considered rare, it's still an important piece of U.S. coinage that deserves attention. Let's dive into the details and see what makes the 1988 half dollar unique. As with all Kennedy half dollars, the obverse features the famous portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. This design has graced the half dollar since 1964, shortly after Kennedy's assassination, and it has remained largely unchanged over the decades. Now, the 1988 version may not have major changes in design, but it's part of a period in U.S. coinage where the Kennedy half dollar was produced primarily for collectors rather than circulation. In the 1980s, these coins weren't as widely used in day-to-day transactions, with most people opting for quarters and dollar bills. However, the half dollar continued to be minted in smaller numbers for collectors. The 1988 half dollar was minted in both Philadelphia, marked with a P, and Denver, marked with a D. These mint marks can be found just below Kennedy's neck. While both mint locations produced millions of these coins, the half dollars were not widely circulated, meaning many of them are still found in excellent condition today. Turning to the reverse, we see the striking presidential seal designed by Frank Gasparro. The eagle, holding an olive branch and arrows, is a powerful symbol of the U.S., representing both peace and military strength. This classic design has remained on the reverse of the Kennedy half dollar since 1964. Like all half dollars minted after 1970, the 1988 Kennedy half dollar is made of a copper-nickel clad composition. Unlike its earlier counterparts, which contained silver, these coins have no intrinsic metal value. However, their historical significance and iconic design still make them a popular choice among collectors. In addition to circulation strikes, the U.S. Mint also produced special mint sets and proof sets in 1988, which featured high-quality versions of the half dollar. The proof coins, minted in San Francisco, are especially prized for their mirror-like finish and extra-sharp details. These sets are a great way to own a pristine example of the 1988 half dollar. So, what's the value of a 1988 Kennedy half dollar today? In circulated condition, these coins are generally worth face value, 50 cents. However, uncirculated examples, especially those from mint or proof sets, can be worth a few dollars, depending on the coin's condition. Coins graded in higher mint states, like MS 65 or above, are more valuable to collectors. It's also worth keeping an eye out for error coins. Although no major errors are commonly associated with the 1988 half dollar, there's always the possibility of finding coins with die cracks, off-center strikes, or other unusual features that can increase their value significantly. While the 1988 Kennedy half dollar may not be rare or made of silver, it's still a great piece of history. Whether you're collecting coins for their beauty, their connection to President Kennedy, or as part of a larger collection, this coin is a valuable piece of U.S. numismatics. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this look at the 1988 Kennedy half dollar, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to HD Old Coins 51. We've got plenty more videos on rare and interesting coins from all over the world. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future episodes. See you next time, and happy collecting!